the interesting point of just having, again, the director and the DOP kind of on your side, and actually going into a film where everyone's kind of like, well, how can we make this work? This needs to work. I think it's definitely, again, the kind of right time, right place for the people involved to be just so kind of adamant to kind of get things through. Because I guess there's an element of people, especially when you've been working a while, of slipping into kind of going through the motions a little bit, and especially it becomes even harder when those relationships aren't quite formed at the start, especially with the DOP. I think it's very rare to have them come up and go, how can I make this like film like better for both of us?
Matt, let me tell you something, okay? There's a shot in Lock, Stock where the camera starts on a tube train going across a bridge, and we tilt down onto some dialogue inside the car, okay, or inside the van. I think it might have been the very famous dialogue about the traffic warden, okay. But anyway, okay, those of you that have watched Lock, Stock know what I'm talking about. But here's how we arrived at that. It was raining. We had this shot to do. We couldn't take the windscreen out. We all know we can't take the windscreen out. The car's parked, okay. We can't. Tim's shot is through the windscreen, shooting the dialogue interior car. And Tim said, "It's raining. We can't. Can we go with the windscreen wipers on?" I said, "Tim, man, of course we can't go with the windscreen wipers on." And anyway, if they were sitting in a static car, they wouldn't have the windscreen wipers running anyway. He said, "Dad, you're right, but I can't. I can't even see through the windscreen. I tell you what to do, guys. Take the car, take it over there, and we were in Borough Market, and put it under that railway bridge." And I'm like, "Mate, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. There's 7 railway tracks, 7 underground tracks crossing over that bridge, okay? And we're about to go into London rush hour. If you put the car underneath there, I'm just going to have trains all over it." And Tim looked at me and he said, "What's wrong with trains all over it?" He said, "We're in London. It's a London movie. Everyone knows it's a London movie." And I said, "Yeah, okay, granted, but we don't know where the noise is coming from." And here's the thing about film. You've got to see where the noise is coming from for it to work. And Tim said, "Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt down off a moving underground train on the bridge onto the dialogue." And he turned to Guy and said, "Guy, is that okay?" And Guy said, "Yeah, it sounds great." He said, "We're establishing the fact we're in London, and Disco Dave, our first assistant, said, "Okay, well look, as you're tilting down, I'll give them an action." And that was it. We tilted down off the train, beautiful shot off the train onto the dialogue in the car, and action into the dialogue. That's the kind of collaboration that I had on Lock, Stock, and that's why we didn't have to loop any of Lock, Stock. Because when a film crew starts working like that and solving problems together, not only do you get the dialogue, which is the performance, which is the most magical, special thing we're all trying to capture on a movie set, the performance. People forget the sound is only the performance, and that's the magic of the movie. But also, out of that came a fantastically creative moment where you're tilting down off a tube train onto some dialogue and establishing London. It works. And so out of this collaborative attitude that everyone had on that movie, it made a better movie, there's no doubt.